Guys, this is absolutely crazy. We're getting 2 new support cards for the Memento Land archetype, and now you're guaranteed 5 to 6 disruptions on your end board off of one single card. This is how you do it. What's good, YouTube? It's Bush Squid back in another Squideo. A little late to the party, but we had 2 brand new Memento Land cards spoiled for the actual archetype. New support that's coming out in Infinite Forbidden in the OCG, the next booster pack after Legacy of Destruction. And these cards are actually really incredibly good and fill a void of what the deck previously lacked. And today I want to take a quick look at them to see how broken these cards exactly are. Yeah, they're actually pretty nice. So for starters, we got a regular monster who is called Memento Land Sheep, aka a retrain of the way old Mystical Sheep number 1. Yep, we had a Mystical Sheep number 1 as well as a Mystical Sheep number 2. But Mystical Sheep number 1, the real name in Japanese was actually Sleepy. So yeah, this is actually a remake of Sleepy, and the lore with this card is he actually has a little hypno thing on his tail that makes enemy monsters fall asleep. And of course, this retrain, as you guys all know, Memento Lands are undead archetypes based on the Mictlan or the Aztec ancient undead world. This card is actually an incredible extender that we were previously lacking. It says, if a monster in your possession was destroyed by a card effect this turn, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is normal or special summoned, you can fusion summon one Memento monster by using monsters in your hand or field's material, so it becomes an on-board polymerization. And also, when he's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can actually foolish one Memento card from your deck to your graveyard except itself, so it's basically doing half of the job of the Memento Goblin. Very, very nice card that the deck previously lacked. We only had Tatsuno Toshigo as the additional extender, but now we have a third extender who also allows us to fusion summon, and that kind of fits the criteria for our second fusion monster, because previously we only had the one fusion spell that was a hard once per turn, so we could not actually be able to fuse more than once per turn. And the fusion monster here is actually the boss monster depicted on Memento Mictlan, the field spell, and this monster is called Memento Mictlan Rei Tekalika. This is an Earth level 9 illusion fusion monster who seems to be the mastermind behind the resurrection of all of our beloved 20-year-old vanilla creatures. This monster has 3000 attack and requires 3 memento monsters. It has hard ones per turn effects, but 3 very powerful effects if I do say so myself. The trigger effect on fusion summon allows you to foolish 3 memento cards directly from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. And then he has a quick effect that says you can target any number of memento monsters you control and that many cards your opponent controls, destroy them. Last but not least, he has another effect that says you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Memento Mictlan from your deck to your hand, so you can actually search for the field spell by foolishing another copy of himself from the extra deck when he's summoned. So now you have multiple ways to add cards from your deck to your hand in the form of both fusion monsters. Twin Dragon can do a lot of the heavy lifting by adding monsters. Rei Tekalika can add the field spell now, in addition to being able to foolish 3 additional cards from your deck or extra deck. So yeah, these guys are actually really, really good. I've been experimenting around and also seeing some Twitter combos, and this is what I came up with. The 1-card combo, guys, check this out. It's actually insane. All right, so this is just off of one Memento Land Anguish. You can do it off of Dark Blade as well. And basically, this is a Stratos of the archetype. We're going to search for Tatsuno Toshigo, the main extender. He allows us to special summon himself out from our hand while we control only Memento monsters or no monsters at all. Use the effect to pop himself to foolish up to level 5 Memento Lands with different names. We're going to foolish Mace, Goblin, and this time the new Mystical Sheep Memento that comes out in Infinite Forbidden. And now we are going to use the effect of Anguish to destroy itself and then special summon back the Mace. Mace will then activate to destroy herself and add a copy of Memento Fusion. Activate Fusion. Now, because we fulfilled the requirements of destroying a card, we can actually shuffle back from our grave back to the deck. So we're going to shuffle back 3 because now the Fusion monster does require 3. This monster is very powerful. Combined Conqueror allows us to do crazy things. First of all, on summon, we're going to foolish 3 memento cards from our deck and or extra deck. So we'll say goodbye to Combined Creation because he can come back later. 1 copy of the Gadek to set up its effect to resurrect itself as well. And then a copy of Combined Conqueror itself because we can banish it to add the field spell later on from the graveyard. So this is a very, very powerful mechanic. Now we're going to trigger the Gadek in the graveyard to bring itself back and use the effect to add back the Mystical Sheep. So yeah, we did a roundabout way of actually searching for Mythical Sheep. Sheep can now be special summoned from our hand because of the fact that we destroyed a card in our possession. But more importantly, we're going to banish first to add a copy of the Memento Mictlan, the field spell, which we can turn online, because having this on the board when we pop a Memento monster from our field, we're going to be able to trigger this and special summon back a Memento in our grave with a level lower than equal to the target that was destroyed. Summon out Sheep. We're going to use Sheep's effect to fusion summon because that does trigger on the special summon. And we're going to use both that and the Combined Conqueror to go off into the Twin Dragon. This is important because we do want Combined Conqueror in the graveyard for later shenanigans. We can use the effect Twin Dragon now to pop herself and then add a copy of the Horn Dragon as well as Memento Mace. This is just additional fodder because we do require 5 names to shuffle back with Combined Creation. On a new chain, we get to trigger the field spell as well as the Twin Dragon to resurrect a monsters from our graveyard. So we're going to bring back the Mystical Sheep and the Memento Land Goblin. We can use the effect of Memento Fusion now to banish and then pop that sheep for free. Bring another copy of Memento Fusion. Now here's where it kind of deviates from some of the other combos I've seen before playing the 2 trap cards, but I honestly think they're kind of bricks and they're just not good going second. You can probably get 1 extra interruption squeezed out of playing at least 1 copy of a trap, but personally I feel like having Fusion and then the Bone Party is just enough as is. Now we can activate the effect of Sheep in the graveyard. When he's destroyed, you can Foolish a copy of a Memento card, so we're going to Foolish Bone Party to set in the end phase with a field spell, but you can again Foolish a copy of a trap card if you're just deciding to test those, or side deck a trap card going first. Then we can actually link these off into the IP Masquerade. I've seen some other people do Herald of the Mirage Light as well to negate spells, so that's something that you can consider as well by sending the Memento Land Keymace. We're going to bring back the Combined Creation now by shuffling back 5 assorted cards, including the Triron Dragon in our hand, which doesn't really get any use. I'm sure there might be a way to optimize this better to actually use that as an extender to get in the graveyard, but for now, this is what we're deciding to do. Bring that bad boy back, and then we set the Fusion, and end phase, Memento My Clan sets a copy of Bone Party. Seemingly very innocuous, but this is a lot of interruptions that are layered and diversified. I'll show you what I mean. So on your opponent's first card activation, we can activate Combined Creation to resurrect the Fusion monster Combined Conqueror that we fusion summoned successfully. So yes, this can be brought back, and he has a quick effect that says you can target an equal number of your Memento monsters you control and cards your opponent controls, destroy them. This is crazy. So we can pop up to a whopping however many cards we want, depending on how many monsters we have on the table. And remember that Sheep can actually be searched off of Anguish and then special summoned during the main phase because he's a quick effect. Then we have Memento Mace to actually steal our opponent's monster, which we can use with IP Masquerade to link off into SP Little Knight. That's already 2 disruptions, including the banish effect of SP. We have the other effect of SP to banish, which is 3 disruptions. We have Bone Party. We can do a variety of things here. We can go for the Trihorn Dragon if we do want to combine it with the Combined Conqueror pop, because when Trihorn is popped, we can actually destroy up to another 2 face-up cards on the field. So that would just convert this lone copy of Trihorn Dragon alongside the Combined Conqueror into a pop 3 by popping our Memento My Clan as well. Or better yet, we can actually just go off into the Anguish. Anguish's effect can add a copy of a monster for follow-up, and then we can also chain the effect of My Clan to summon back the Mace. So if we search for Gaddock here, it's nice that we can have it in the graveyard to bring it back. Or if you want to go for Mystical Sheep, so you do have the guaranteed pop 3 with Conqueror, that's something else you can do as well. So that's just 4 disruptions. And then the 5th disruption here is actually Memento Fusion, where we can actually go off into something like a Guardian Chimera, pop 2, draw a card. Or if we want infinite follow-up, we can just go off to the Twin Dragon instead. And then Twin Dragon will allow us to search for 2 cards for follow-up and also pop itself, so we can summon back the Gaddock that we searched. Gaddock comes back. Gaddock's effect allows us to add back the Memento Fusion. So yeah, guys, what do you think? This is pretty crazy if I say so myself. Now, I'm not too sure if the deck will be absolutely broken tier 1 status because it's still kind of volatile with the hand traps and an assorted variety of the choke points, Ghost Spell being a huge denominator as well. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on the new card. I'm really excited for this archetype because I just love older lore stuff. And I thought I'd share with you guys, see what you think. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Smash that like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.